And Yala, it's been quite a thrill ride for her this last year as well. I feel like last year at this event, it was a little bit of a coming out party where she had some great results coming from a wild card position as well. So I think the international interest in both of them is so high, and Miami being such a...
The Miami Open has taken a shocking and unforeseen twist, and at the heart of it is one name that has completely transformed the tournament's narrative: Alex Eala. What began as a breakout story has now escalated into a full-blown backstage crisis, with tournament director James Blake reportedly scrambling to recover from an abrupt drop in ticket sales and fan interest. Just days ago, the Miami Open was flourishing: electric atmosphere, packed stands, and soaring ticket prices. Much of that boom stemmed from Eala's phenomenal performance. She wasn't merely winning matches, she was crafting unforgettable moments. Every time she stepped on the court, it became an event. Fans arrived early, lingered late, and infused the tournament with an unparalleled energy. Blake recognized her impact early, strategically placing Eala on the premier courts to ensure maximum exposure and, crucially, revenue. The strategy paid off. Almost overnight, Eala became the face of the Miami Open, attracting enormous crowds and even bigger global viewership, particularly across Asia. Then, unexpectedly, everything shifted.
Well beyond anything I could have dreamed of at that age.
Eala's exit in the round of 16 didn't merely end her tournament run. It set off a ripple effect that no one anticipated. Almost instantly, ticket demand nosedived and prices that had been soaring plunged sharply. The electrifying energy that defined the first week seemed to vanish overnight. Reports indicate that daily revenue, previously ranging from $500,000 to $1 million through ticket sales and media streams, plunged to around $100,000 per day. This wasn't just a decline, it was a collapse. The reason is clear. Eala wasn't just another rising star. She drew a completely new audience, fans who weren't just watching tennis but following her. A significant portion of that following came from Asia, where her popularity has skyrocketed, and once she was out, viewership numbers fell, dragging sponsorship and broadcast engagement down. Now, according to reports, James Blake is scrambling. In a bid to revive excitement before the final, he has reportedly approached the Women's Tennis Association to arrange an exhibition match featuring Eala and rising Canadian star Victoria Mbako. The plan is simple: bring Eala back, even for just one match, to reignite the buzz that once defined the tournament. The move reflects both desperation, because the tournament is struggling without her, and recognition of her enormous impact in a short time. This isn't unprecedented. At the Australian Open, a similar scenario unfolded when Eala exited early, leaving fans disappointed and the tournament buzz subdued. Yet the demand to see her play didn't vanish, it grew. Fans even gathered outside hoping for a surprise return. Then, in a remarkable intervention, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese supported an exhibition featuring Eala, which drew massive attention and successfully restored the excitement. That success story is now being used as a blueprint once again.
Seeing the Brazilian fans, I mean, that's what you kind of want. You want that new atmosphere. Same for Eala, having all the Philippine fans from coming, to support her. It's fantastic. And
I cannot play Rafa anymore, but if he would make 10 times time relation to Rafa, because you need to have some common sense sometimes.
Tournament director Tommy Hose reportedly considered similar emergency measures after a noticeable dip in crowd engagement. While those plans never fully materialized, they highlighted a growing recognition. Eala possesses a rare ability to drive audience interest like no other. And it's not just officials taking note. Fellow players are feeling her impact as well. Alicia Parks recently recounted her experience facing Eala, painting a vivid picture of the intensity. She described the overwhelming energy in the stadium, the deafening noise, and the unwavering support of Eala's fan base. According to Parks, it wasn't simply a match against an opponent. It felt like competing against an entire movement. She even admitted having to deliberately avoid looking at the crowd just to stay focused. An extraordinary psychological pressure that Eala brings to every game.
No, that's actually really great that she has so many fans, especially for tennis. It's good. I just remember I didn't even, I don't know, I wasn't even listening to the crowd. I was just focused on the match. But it was crazy out there, so.
Then there's Jessica Pagula, who took the praise even further, describing Eala not merely as a player, but as a true phenomenon. She emphasized the freshness and electric energy Eala brings to the tour, qualities both rare and invaluable. According to Pagula, what we are seeing now is only the beginning. Imagine the impact when Eala reaches her full potential. Pagula even expressed interest in inviting Eala onto her podcast, not just to discuss tennis, but to explore the attention and energy she is injecting into the sport. This isn't solely about winning matches, it's about transforming the game. Eala is attracting new fans, particularly from regions historically underrepresented in tennis, creating emotional connections, inspiring younger players, and adding a layer of excitement that transcends the scoreboard. That is precisely why her absence is so strongly felt in Miami. The stands are noticeably emptier, the atmosphere subdued, and the urgency, buzz, and anticipation that once defined the tournament have all dimmed.
Amazing. I mean, I played her when she kind of broke out last year in Miami, and I'm from there, and the whole crowd was against me, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, where do these people come from? And then week after week, as she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's...
For James Blake, this isn't simply a logistical hurdle. It's a wake-up call. The modern tennis landscape is evolving, and players like Eala are leading the charge. They're more than athletes. They're global attractions, shaping ticket sales, streaming numbers, sponsorship deals, and overall fan engagement. That's why Blake's reported push for an exhibition match carries so much weight. It's not merely about recouping lost revenue. It's about acknowledging a fundamental shift in how the sport operates. Yet the decision isn't his alone. The final call rests with the WTA and Eala herself, making the situation even more compelling. Will the WTA approve the move? Will Eala agree to return for a one-off match, or must the tournament continue without its biggest draw? If the exhibition happens, it could completely rewrite the narrative. A packed stadium, renewed excitement, a second wave of global attention, a comeback story not just for Eala but for the Miami Open itself. If it doesn't, the tournament may serve as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the extraordinary influence a single player can wield today. Either way, one thing is clear. Alex Eala is no longer just a rising star. She's a force, and the entire tennis world is feeling her impact even off the court. So, is she already one of the biggest attractions in women's tennis, even early in her career? Was Blake right to push for an exhibition to bring her back, or could that set a risky precedent for future tournaments? If the WTA approves, would you be thrilled to see her return before the final, or think the competition should move on without her? Most importantly, is this the start of Eala's lasting influence, or are we witnessing a generational shift in tennis popularity?